లేకుండా ఒకటి రాయి ఒకటి రాయిపోయింది. వెరీ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. ఎట్లా సౌండ్ వస్తుంది మీరు? వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుందంట. వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుందంట. Okay. So last day we are talking on data annotations, right? Yeah. Online students, is the voice clear? Online students, is the voice clear? Okay. Yeah. So actually, there are two things that are pending for us right now in our code. One is remote attribute. One is the remote attribute. What is the use of remote attribute is, yeah, what is the use of remote attribute is, guys, sometimes you may require to write some complex logic. You may require to write some complex logics. And you're unfortunately, you're able to write that logic using JavaScript. You're unable to write that logic by using JavaScript. If you are unable to write that logic using JavaScript, but you're very good in C#, and you thought like, okay, I can write this logic in C#, but I'm not able to write the same logic with JavaScript. Because C# has so many libraries. With the help of those libraries and all, you can build your logic with C#, but you're unable to write this logic with JavaScript. In that scenarios, what you can do, what you can do is, you can write logic with C# on the server side. I repeat, you can write logic with C# on server side, and you can invoke that logic. You can invoke that logic from the client side using Ajax. One more time, I'm telling you, you can write that logic using C# on the server side and invoke that logic from the client side using Ajax. What is this Ajax? Ajax stands for asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Asynchronous JavaScript and XML. We will discuss about this Ajax in detail going forward. But as of now, let me give you an overview of Ajax here. What this is? With the help of Ajax, you can invoke. With the help of Ajax, you can invoke server-side code from the client side. Server-side code from the client side without submitting the page. Generally, when will the server-side code execute? When the page is submitted to server. Yes or not? But without submitting the page to the server, what you can do is, you can just send a request in the background to the server and get the response. Simply speaking, asynchronous calling. What is it? Asynchronous calling. What is that? Asynchronous calling. The UI will not be changing. UI will be like that only. But a call goes in the background to the server and gets the response. And the end user doesn't know that at all. End user is not aware of that at all. A request goes to the server and gets the response from the server. The best example is, guys, you see, online, see, suppose in a website here, in the top of the website, they're displaying cricket score now. For example, there's a cricket match going on, and the cricket score is being displayed on the web page. This is a newspaper website. There's a newspaper website, and in that different articles are there. You can read these articles, and on the top of the site, they're showing you cricket score. Now, the score has to be updated regularly. You want to update means compulsory you need to contact the server. Yes or not? But remember, guys, if you contact the server, the page will be reloaded. The page will be reloaded. Suppose you're reading some article, you're not focusing on the cricket score on the top, you're not bothered about the cricket, you're reading some article, and to update this score here, the page is getting reloaded now. The page is getting reloaded. You can auto refresh the page, you know that? There is a HTML tag called as meta tag. Meta. There is a HTML tag called meta. For this, HTTP equal is equals to refresh. Content equal to give some time period. If you write this tag on the top in the head section of your web page, your web page gets auto refreshed. Your web page gets auto refreshed for every 5 seconds. That's a HTML built-in tag. Okay, what is it? Meta. HTTP equal is equals to refresh. Content is equals to the time period. You can just give it in the seconds now. Your page is auto refresh now. Are you clear? So now I'm using this tag in my code. When I use my tag every 5 seconds, it will refresh now, connect to the server and get you the latest score. Are you getting me? But the user who is watching the page will be having a very bad experience now. What is the bad experience? You are reading an article and suddenly you're somewhere in the middle of the article and the page is refreshed. When the page is refreshed, it will reload you now. It will be disturbing now. So you're reading an article seriously, and for every 5 seconds, the page is getting auto refreshed. After some time, we get irritation and we'll close it. Yes or not? We'll be getting irritating with this now. It is refreshing automatically for every 5 second reloading. It will be irritating. Understood my point? So, why it is refreshing to update the cricket score? I want the cricket score to be updated, but it should not be refreshed. So for this, somewhere around 2000, they introduced this Ajax technology in the market. Okay, using this Ajax, you can send a request to the server without submitting the page to the server. Without submitting the page to the server, you can send a request to the server and get the response from it and update it. That's what the cricket score gets updated anytime on the website. You notice it, the page is not refreshed or reloaded. The page will be like that only, but score will be updating there now. How is it happening? That all happens through Ajax. That all happens through Ajax. It will perform an asynchronous calling. It will perform a asynchronous calling, a background call. It will do a background call, and in the background, it will send a request to server and will be getting a response from them. Are you clear? The same Ajax can be used in our remote also. The other annotation I did not teach you is about the remote annotation. Remote. We discussed about regular expressions. We discussed about required, data type, compare. Oh, we did not use range, but we used regular expression, and the other one is remote. Okay, this is the other one, what we just have. Using this, we can make an Ajax call to the server. Actually, read this paragraph. It is not under system.componentmodel.data annotations namespace here. It is in a different namespace. What is it? System.web.mvc namespace, which is used to make Ajax call to server and validate data without posting the entire form to the server. Whenever a server-side validation is preferred in any particular scenario, and in this case, the result is sent back to server to client in JSON format. The server takes the result request and sends you the result back. In which format? JSON format. Okay. See, basically here I need a server-side validation, not a client-side validation. For some reason, I need a server-side validation, but not a client-side validation. So there I should go for using the Ajax now. Sorry, the what I should use? The remote attribute. How to do this? Actually, yesterday in our page, we have date of birth now. Date of birth. Guys, this date of birth, basically the user means the user is going to enter the date of birth, means the user who is registering actually should attain 18 years of age to register. Okay, he has to complete 18 years of age. Below 18, he should not be registered now. And I want to do this validation on the server side, not on the client side. Just an example I taken. Tomorrow, any complex logic. Okay, so what you do? You're going to write that code first on the controller. Controller code means server code now, not client code. You're going to write the code here. How? Public. What should be the result? That's what I said. Your result will come back in a JSON format. Okay. And I'm writing a method called as is valid date. Is the data valid date or not? For this, I just require to pass a parameter. What is the parameter? The parameter should be of type date time. The parameter value should be of type date time. From where this value should be taken? The value should be taken from this text box. DOB text box. Yeah, if you want to read from a text box, how do you specify that? Text box name here. Automatically value will come here now. Okay, now GOB. So now whatever is entered in the text box, that value will come here now. Now watch this. What is that? The user should attain complete 18 years of age to register. Means what is today's date? 2024. What is the last possible date? 2006. Yes, no. 2006. 2006. Any date greater than that is invalid. Any date greater than that is invalid. The date should be less than or equal to 2006. Until 2006, you see, if your date of birth is 2006, today you attained 18 years. Today you completed 18 years now. The date is 2006. Array, you will get 18 years tomorrow, not today. Are you clear? So what is the last possible date accepted? 2006. Tomorrow, 2006. Day after tomorrow, 2006. I'm telling in MMDD value format. Default is MMDD. Well, that's what I'm telling you. Okay, now see, if DOB date of birth, if the value of the DOB is greater than what? Greater than 2006. But this date tomorrow 2/3/2006. Day after tomorrow 2/4/2006. Correct now? How to pick date time dot now dot add years minus 18. See guys, what is date time dot now? Today's date. Add years. How many? Now minus 19. Yeah, minus 19 means what is it? Sorry, minus 18. What is the date now? 2006. Tomorrow 2/3/2006. Day after tomorrow 2/4/2006. If the entered value is greater than this, valid or invalid? Valida, invalida. It is invalid now. It is invalid. Guys, here I'm declaring one Boolean status. Something. I declared something status on bool status. And if this is greater than this, I'm writing status is equals to false. Else status equals to true. Are you clear? If the date of birth is greater than this date, then it is false. Otherwise, true. Return. What to return? JSON. And how to return? What to return? Status, comma, dot, and this should be sent as a get request. This should be sent for a get request. Okay. This is how you should return the value. This is how you should return the value. Just observe the code. Date of birth, bool status. If the DOB is greater than that, it is false. Otherwise, true. Return JSON, your value, and I said you just required to add this attribute called allow get. Means this should be responding for a get request from the client. Client will send a get request and it has to give the response to you. Yeah, I'm done with this. What does the method mean? Louder is validate. And this method should be called when the user is filling the date of birth now. This method should be called when the user is filling the date of birth. So come to user class. Yeah, these are the these are the attributes we use, annotations we use on date of birth. Now using one more annotation, guys, observe it. What is the annotation here? Remote. Remote is the attribute. Okay. What should I pass? Route name. You should pass the route name. Route name means your action method name should be given up. No, not that one. This one. Action method name. What you should pass the action method name. What is the action method name, guys? Second parameter is controller name. What is the controller name? User. Action method name and the controller name. I think we have an error message option. Yes. Error message is equals to what is the error message you want to give? What is it? You need to complete 18 years to register. You need to complete 18 years to register. This is the message what I wanted to publish. Okay. And this is linked with what? Date of birth. It is linked with the date of birth. Guys, just a minute. Last class, we disabled JavaScript, right? And you can see that here. How you know? I'll show you here. If you get this into mark in the address bar, what is the meaning? JavaScript was blocked on this page. That's the meaning of it. Okay. Settings. Cookies and site permissions. Scroll down. Yeah. Compare is giving error, guys. The error is coming here. What is the error? There are two compare attributes. One is in the component model and one is MVC. We need to use the second one actually. What one? Which one? But actually the problem is both the two namespaces are imported. See, system.component model.data annotation is also imported. System.web.mvc also imported. Remember, two namespaces have the same class, compulsory ambiguity problem will come now. So to fix this without importing, let's fix it. Let's fix it. System.web.mvc.compare. Oh, just a second. Just a minute here. No. I think they introduced this compare in this namespace now. Let me check. I'm not sure. Earlier it was not there. Maybe in the update, if they have added this compare directly here. Remote attribute, remote error coming. No, yeah. You require to write like this on system dot web dot MVC dot remote. No warning now. No warning now. We should write like this on it because it was present in two places. We need to write like this on it. System dot web dot MVC dot remote. See, generally, tomorrow, when you are going to fill the data, guys, suppose some text box requires some database validation now. Means you want to check the value. Suppose you have entered a value, you want to check this value, whether this value is in the database or not. Then we use the remote attribute. What is it? If we connect to server in the background and checks in the database and sends you a message. So in that type of scenarios, we require to go for using the remote. Okay, fine. Initially, all validations fail. Just want to fill up the values. Trying to give a date. See that the page is not submitted. What is the proof, sir? If the page is submitted to server, password text boxes will clear off here. That is your indication basically. If the page is submitted to server, the password text boxes will clear off now. So this is what it went, it has sent a request in the background and getting the response from the server now. Are you clear? So let us give some date here. What is it? 0202 2006 is valid. 2007. Check it out. Invalid. 2006 is valid. Oh. 2006. And see, date 03. Invalid. 03 is invalid. 01. 01 is valid. 02 is also valid. Understood? It will do a server contact in the background and gets the response to it. Well, rest are same. That's what the remote attribute is all about. Okay. Save user is going to publish you the data back. Are you guys clear? Okay, fine. Yeah, one more thing we have been talking in the last class here. What is it? When a class is available under multiple namespaces, ambiguity problem will arise. We have two namespaces having the same class. See, right now, what is the problem? System.web.mvc, system.component model.data annotations. Both of them have a class with the name called remote. Both of them have a class called as remote now. So I import this namespace, I import this namespace, and I say remote. Which remote are you calling now? Are you calling the remote in system.web.mvc or are you calling the remote in system.component.data annotations? Confusion now. So in this scenario, compulsory, I should prefix. Very simple here. There are a group of friends here. 10 people are there. In these 10, you have the same name. Are you clear? Suppose you have the same name called as some Rahul. If I call Rahul, which Rahul now? Two people are there now with Rahul, the name Rahul now. First one will think not me, second one will think not me. Yes or not? In that scenario, how should I call them? I need to prefix the surname and call now. Are you getting me or not? Okay, same now. Ambiguity arises. So what are we doing? Without importing, we are calling is how you are calling now. System.web.mvc.remote. So you're clearly telling me I want the class remote present in system.web.mvc namespace, not from this. Okay, that's how you can avoid the ambiguity problems. Well, yeah, this is all about the remote attribute. What do we have? What next? Yeah, I already shown you in the last class disabling JavaScript and validating the code on the server already. Only one thing left out for us. What is that? We want all the data should be, all the messages should be displayed or published only for one time. In one case, I want to show, not beside the text boxes. Where I want to show, either on the top of the page or bottom of the page. Either on the top of the page or bottom of the page. I want to display on the top of the page, guys. I want to display on the top of the page. Guys, observe it. Use a div tag @HTML dot validation summary is a separate control, guys. Validation summary. It takes some attribute settings. Okay. Default is there. Oh. Okay. Validation summary. This validation summary, as the name indicates, it will summarize all the messages to you at one place. It summarizes all the messages to you at one place. For example, watch. No need to write any logic here. Simply add the control there enough. That will read the error messages from all of them. Watch. Watch it, guys. It is showing all the messages here now. Are you getting me or not? It is showing all the messages here. But here also showing, sir. Once it shows here, there is no need of showing here now. Are you getting me? Okay, we'll do one thing then. What? We written a style for span yesterday. Yes or not? We written a style for this. And without writing this particular style, let us set the visibility as false. Display none. When I say display none, span display none, span is not going to show you the messages now. Will show, but showing in a black and white. I want to just do some styling for this. If that is the case, you are required to call this method that has two parameters here. First one is a title for this. Sorry, not title, name for this. You can give a name actually. Optional, that is. Second one is HTML attributes. Okay, so I want to use Bootstrap class now. New @class is equals to, there's a class like danger or something, guys. Alert danger. What's it? Alert danger. Alert hyphen danger. So this is a Bootstrap styling class what I'm using. Now you see the beauty of the control, you don't require to just say what to read. All error messages it will automatically read. That is predefined like that. What is the name? Validation summary. All the messages at one place. All your messages at one place now. Are you clearer? Okay, you can just show the messages at one place or on the top. Yeah. Now there are no messages coming here now. Messages are not published beside. Messages are published only on the top of the page now. Okay, so that's what we're just doing it. Validation summary. Read it. In web forms also we have it. In the top, I added one div tag now. Are you clear? With a validation summary. With a validation summary. Next. Is your old code, man? Change it now. What is it? Display none. Change it as display none. Are you getting me? Okay, that's how you can just use it. Just a minute. Why you given in parameter? Are you regularly attending the class race or coming occasionally? I already explained you earlier only how to use HTML attributes. How to use HTML attributes? Comma, sorry, new, open the curly braces. What is it? Anonymous types. HTML attributes to be passed as anonymous types. I taught this particular concept earlier also. Anonymous type, that is, we should pass it in this style only. That is the syntax. Practice your previous examples. In the previous examples, I shown this already. Yeah, guys, this is about how do you do the data annotations. We're not done with annotations, guys. We will come across this annotation one more time. Again, when we are working with entity framework. What is that? Entity framework. We'll come across this one more time. Okay. Okay. Till now, we have learned lots of things, how to create user interfaces, how to take input from the users, different ways of taking input from the users. One is through query strings, we can take input, text boxes, we can use, sorry, controls we can use and take inputs. And we learned how to pass the values from action methods to views. Yes or not? How do you get the data into the action methods? To get data into the action methods, we can just use the controls, array, query strings, or static values, any of this particular thing. And also we learned about models. Everything is learned individually. Everything we learned individually. We're going to sum up all these particular things right now. What is it? I want to design a UI. I want to design a UI for adding a new customer in the database, or for adding a new student in the database, or for adding a new employee in the database. So when I click on the add user, when I click on the add, automatically goes to server and displaying me in another page now. No, not displaying another page. Save in the database. Save this in the database. Next time when I ask, show me the data. Next time when I ask, show me the data. And next time if I want to make any changes, give me the option to modify the data. Next time if I want to delete the data, give me the option for deleting the data. I want to make my data persisted. Understood the word? Persisted. Persisted means permanent. I want to make my changes permanent. Till now, all our changes are not permanent. Whatever we enter today, tomorrow we don't get the data again now. And I want all these changes to be persistent now. So if all you want to persistent, you're required to save your data. Where do you save your data? In a data source. Where you save the data? Data source, not database. We save data in a data source, which can be a file or which can be a database or any of these things. Anyway, we can store the data. But if at all the question is, what is the reliable storage device? What is the reliable storage device? Database. Data can be stored in anywhere here. File also can store the data. Database can store the data. All these are data sources. Reliable storage. Reliable storage is database. Secured and reliable. Then we need to talk about database. Okay. So our discussion is all about now how to save the data to data source. How to save the data to a data source. Guys, listen. In .NET, in .NET, if we want to interact or manage data, we want to manage data in a data source. We are provided with three options. In .NET, we want to manage data in data source. We want to manage data in data source. We are provided with three options. What are the three options? Option number one, ADO.NET. Option number two, Link. Option number three, this is the important thing for us, NT framework. Actually, MVC means NT framework. Okay, but I'm going to show you all three options to you. I'm going to show you all three options to you, but we'll start with Link first. We'll start with Link first. And all of you guys, you learned Link already in the C# classes. Link, language integrated query. Mainly, this is specially designed identical to SQL. This is specially designed identical to SQL. And when you talk about link, do you remember link is of three types? What is the three? Link to objects, link to databases, link to XML, link. Okay. This is specially designed identical to SQL, using which we can interact with a wide variety of data sources like arrays, collections, XML, and relational databases. We can interact with all these things. What? Arrays, collections, XML, and relational data sources. Next. Link is divided into three parts. What are the three parts, guys? First one, link to objects. Using this, we can write queries on arrays and collections. You already learned about this in your C# classes. In the C#, I already taught you about this link to objects, writing queries on arrays, collections. In collections also, simple collections, complex collections. What is it? A list of customer. We return on list of strings. We return on list of customers, where clause, group by clause, having clause. All these particular things I explained you. Second option, link to databases. Link to databases. Actually, this is designed for interact. Oh, okay, just a minute here. The second one is link to XML, also called as Xlink. This is used for interacting with XML data. You can write queries on XML. Why? Remember, see, I said you, XML is now replaced with JSON, but XML will store you the data in a very meaningful format. Yes or not? You know one thing, on that day I showed you employee data in XML file and shown you. But we have a lot of nonsense here, but otherwise we stored the data in a XML format only on that day. I deleted the file. Okay, that employee data I stored in XML file. And XML works like a database for you now. XML works like a database. You can write a query on XML and get whatever you want. I have 100 customers data in XML file. I can write a query and I can get a particular customer data now. You can use it as a temporary database. I will show you guys. I will show you using XML also as a database in one scenario, in some scenarios. Are you clear? So local database or a temporary database, we can use XML, guys. So link to XML. What we use? Xlink. Using this, we can interact with XML data. Third one. Link to databases. Actually, listen, what can I do with link to objects? I can query. What I can do, I can query on arrays and collections. I can query on arrays and collections. I have an array of 100 elements and I want to search for the data in an array now. I can write a link query and get now. Same way, I can write a query on a collection. I learned all these things already. And the link to XML is also same now. I want to query on an XML file now. I want to query on an XML file which contains all the customer records. And I want to get all the customers whose balance is greater than 10,000. I can write a query and I can fetch the data from XML now. Are you getting me or not? Okay. So link to objects, link to XML. What can we do? We can query. We can query. We can query and we can fetch the data from there. Now come to link to databases. When you come to link to database, using link to database, what way do we do? Link to databases gives you option not only for querying here, it allows you to perform all the CRUD operations. Inserting, updating, deleting are also supported. Understand, these two are only for select, only select. But link to database is not just to select here. I can interact with the database. I can do select, insert, update, delete. Everything is possible. Understood me? I taught you only link to objects to you. Link to objects, I showed you how to write queries on that. Same way, we can also try link to XML and write queries. That is secondary. But both these two are same. But when you talk about link to databases, the link to databases is used for interacting with the database and perform CRUD operations. Okay, so listen, allows us to perform on relational databases. On relational databases. Got it? But what will this do? Allows us to perform querying. Allows us to perform querying on this one. XML data. Understand the three differences, guys. Are you clear? Yes or not? Are you clear with this? First one allows us to perform querying on arrays and collections. Second one allows us to perform querying in XML. But third one allows us to perform CRUD operations on RDBMS. CRUD means selecting, inserting, updating, and deleting. We can do all these actions on it. Okay. Well, now this link to databases is again divided into two types here. One, link to SQL, link to entities. What is the first one? First one is link to SQL, designed to work only with SQL Server database. Designed to work with, that is the difference. Did you understand me? This link to entities only, we are calling it as entity framework. So guys, we are going to learn both now. Link to SQL also, link to entities also. But link to SQL can be used only with SQL Server. Tomorrow, my database is Oracle. I cannot use link to SQL now. What should I use? Link to entities. Link to entities is what I should use. Clear? Watch, guys. Watch this picture. Watch it. Link overview, actually, you can use link in VB, you can use link in C#, you can use link in other .NET languages. Anywhere link is available for you now. What is present? The .NET language integrated query. This is a link. And see, these are all the three things what we do. First one, second one, third one, link to XML. Link to objects can be used on arrays and collections, and link to XML can be used on XML. And link to databases. Actually, there are three parts in it. One is link to data sets, but that is outdated here. We don't use it anywhere. That's why I did not talk about that particular thing. Second one, third one. So we are going to learn now link to SQL first and then link to entities. Is it clear? But we'll focus more on link to entities, entity framework. That's basically called as an entity framework. And all of them will interact with relational databases now. They are used for interacting with the relational databases. Here I given a detailed information for you about everything. Link to what is link to objects, what is link to database, and after that again link to data sets, link to SQL, link to entities, and again link to XML. All these things. We have like this different options for interacting with. We like this, we have different options for interacting with the databases. Okay. Well, what are we trying to learn now? Link to SQL. Link to SQL. This is specially designed for communication with SQL Server database and perform operations on it. Perform operations on it. What is CRUD? That means create, read, update, and delete. What is create? Create means in your SQL terminology, insert. Read means select. Update is update only. Delete is delete only. Are you clear? Array interacting with the database means four things we do on a database. What are the four things? Select, insert, update, and delete. Where select is read, insert is create, update is update, delete is delete. When we are writing the code, I will tell you why insert is called as create. Are you getting me? While writing the code, I'll tell you why insert is called as create. Why we call insert as create? While writing the code, I'll tell you. Okay. Well, now the big doubt that we have in our mind is what is the advantage of using link? What is the advantage of using link? Because initially, when Microsoft launched .NET in 2002, link is not there. What we have? ADO.NET. One and only one option, ADO.NET. Somewhere around 2010, link came. Listen carefully. First, what we have? ADO.NET. Using ADO.NET, we interact with the data sources. But around 2010, what we got? Link. Link, entity framework, all this came continuously. First, the link came, afterwards, entity framework, all these things. When already ADO.NET is available in our applications, what is the need of using link? Already, one option is available for using in our applications. And what is the need of using link again? Why this link was introduced? Why the link was introduced? Okay, listen. If you just understand this one, let me give a clarity about it. Why link should be used in our applications? Earlier, what is option? In ADO.NET, to interact with SQL Server or to interact with a database, we used to use language. Which language? SQL. And interact with. You know the difference between SQL and SQL Server? What is SQL? Don't tell me the full form of it. It is a language to interact with. Interact with which database? Relational database. That is the answer. It is a language for interacting with relational database. Any relational database here, Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, anywhere you can use now. What is SQL Server? SQL Server is a database product, just like Oracle, MySQL. These are all database products. Microsoft has given the name as SQL Server. Are you getting my point or not? So the SQL, this is the language, and this is common for every database. You work with Oracle, for Oracle also SQL only used. You work with MySQL, SQL only used. Okay, and this is a database product. Like so many database products in the market now, SQL Server is also one type of it. In ADO.NET, what we used to do, using SQL, we used to interact with the SQL Server. But when you come to link, okay, what we use link as a language. We use, otherwise I'll say link to SQL. We use what? Link as a language to interact with. Now we are not using SQL language, guys. What are we using? Link to interact with the SQL Server. Hope you guys are clear? Yes or not? Okay, that is what. Well, let me tell you the advantages of using link and interacting with SQL Server over SQL and interacting with SQL Server. Okay, first thing. Here, runtime syntax checking. Runtime syntax checking. But here, compile time syntax checking. What is this, sir? Actually, some of you are learning ADO.NET still. Some of you are already completed your ADO.NET. Just understand. In ADO.NET, if I want to fetch some data from SQL Server, I require to write a select statement now. I require to write the select statement. And how do you write the select statement? You write the select statement inside the double quotes. You write your select statement inside the double quotes. Why? Because C# doesn't understand a select. Why will C# understand a select statement now? So when you're writing your code, how you require to write? Inside a double quote, you require to write your select statement. Are you getting me? Yes or not? Now you've written a mistake in the select statement. You have written some mistake in the select statement. Now you're compiling the C# program. When you compile the C# program, will the compiler tell the mistake? No, it won't tell you. It won't tell you. Why it won't tell? Because C# compiler don't know SQL. That one should be done by database engine, not a C# compiler now. Are you clear? Now you run the application. When you run the application, then you will get the error. You need to wait until the program starts the execution. You run the code. Then the statement goes to database, and now the database will send you, there is an error in the query now. Are you getting my point or not? Okay, that is a drawback. You need to wait till the runtime for the error to come now. I won't get the error on the compilation time now. Compile time, I don't know. I compiled my code. Everything is perfect, I thought. And now I started my execution. Now error will come. But when you come here, compile time syntax checking. What is that, sir? When you run your code, when you compile your code, compiler will tell you error. Because, do you remember, we don't write link queries in double quote. But you learned already link to objects. I taught you how to write your queries. We don't write in double quotes. And not writing in double quote, that is C# code only. That is C# code. If it is C# code, who will compile? C# compiler will compile. So when you come to know the errors, compile time. But when you come to link, you will come to know the error. Sorry, when you come to the first one, you will know about the errors in the runtime. But here we will know about the errors in the compile time. Are you clear? Second, not type safe. Not type safe. What do you mean, sir? What I mean is, in ADO.NET, when I'm sending data to database and when I'm getting the data from database, the information goes to database and comes to from the database, everything as object only. I want to send a name. Name is sent as object. I want to send an ID. ID sent as object. And database, what will database send me? Database will send me everything as object only. Database is sending employee data. ID will come as object. Name will come as object. Salary will come as object. Everything will come as object. So what is the problem? Again, you need unboxing, man. I need to do unboxing now. All the data comes as object. ID is there. ID is object. Integer. So we need to convert to integer now. Name is there. It is string. But coming as object. Again, you need to convert to string now. Salary is a double value, but coming as object. Again, you need to do unboxing now. It's a bloody headache here. But here, type safe. What do you mean? Employee ID reaches you as integer only, name comes as string only, job comes as string only, salary comes as double only. If there is a photograph, it will come as a binary. Everything will come in the original type. No need any conversions at all. No boxings, no unboxings. Performance, yeah, performance will be a lot of difference now. Conversions every time, this performance will be a big headache now. Everything stored on the heap memory, again pushing them into stack. That's all time-taking process behind the screen. That is not visible to the naked eye. Because I can't see them. But all this will affect you, the performance in the background. But here, we just get the data in the original format. That gives you type safety. Okay? What I explained you, compile time and runtime. Compile time is compilation. Runtime is execution. When you are going to compile a program, if you get an error, that is called compile time. Compile time, no error. I thought, oh, everything is fine now. Ran the code. Now I got the error. That is called runtime. In the middle of the program execution. And you remember, guys, you learned exception handling now. Runtime errors are dangerous. Abnormal termination. Runtime errors and compile time errors. If you still any doubts, you can watch my exception handling videos online, Daya Patel. Okay, watch my exception handling videos. Then you will understand what is compile time and what is runtime. Fine. Next, because here we put your statements in the double quotes now. We put in the statements in the double quotes. This it is treated like string. And C# compiler don't know anything about SQL. Okay, now? No. We don't have intelligence support, man. We don't have intelligence support. You must know SQL and write the query now. Intelligence will not show you anything. But don't you remember? We have intelligence support. When you learn to link querying, I very clearly show you also when you type, it will immediately show you the list. Descending, not DSC, descending on the day when you type. Intelligence show you. It is descending, not DSC. All the things, keywords, everything will show you. Group by, order by is a single word. Not order and by in SQL, order by two separate. But here, order by is a single word. Intelligence support is available here. Okay, next. You can't debug this code. Why I can't debug? When the code executes on the server, how can I debug? I can debug the code executing on my machine. I cannot debug the code that executes on the server. But here we have debugging support. This is pure C# code, man. This is pure C# code. Because this is pure C# code, debugging support is available. But this is not C# code. This is SQL code, database code. So debugging cannot be done by me. Okay. Lastly, this is the most important thing. What is it? Code is a blend of relational and object oriented. Code is a blend of relational and object oriented. Guys, let me tell you what exactly the meaning of it. I want to write a insert statement for inserting values into an employee table. I repeat, I want to write an insert statement for inserting values into employee table. User is going to enter the four values here. What are 4 values? ID, name, job, salary. Just the 4 attributes: ID, name, job, and salary. Into the 4 values, I have created 4 text boxes now. Are you clear? The names of the text boxes are TXT ID, TXT name, TXT job, and TXT salary. Okay, now And I want to write an insert statement now. I want to write an insert statement. How should I write? The statement should be in the double quotes now. Insert into employee ID, name, job, salary, values. Guys, where are your values? Your values are present inside the text boxes now. Are you clear? Now tell me, the text box value should come here. Can I say txtid.text? You can't. Why you can't? Array, it is in the double quotes. Follow carefully. It is in the double quotes. In the double quotes, if you write txtid.text, what will go to server? txtid.text will go to server. Can you insert txtid.text in the column? What you are expecting there, value or txtid.text? The value I'm expecting here. Are you clear? And don't forget, this is SQL code or C#. That is C# code. This should be executed on the client system, not on the. So put it outside the double quote first. That should not be inside the double quote. No, that should be outside the double quote. We simply enter the double quote first. Careful listen. You started the double quote here and the double quote here. Plus txtid.text. Again, plus start the double quote. Comma. Second value. What is the second value? txt name.text. But don't forget, name is in string and string should be in the double quote. So sorry, single quote now. So I need to add a single quote here and under the double quote here plus txt name.text. txt name.text. Again, plus start the double quote. Guys, you started a single quote here. Don't forget. First close it. Comma. Space. Next to job. Job is again string. Again, single quote. Double quote. Plus txt job.text. Again, plus double quote. First close the single quote now. Comma. Next value. Oh, next value doesn't have a single quote now. Why? Salary. Okay. Plus txt salary.text. txt salary.text. Again, double quote, sorry, plus double quote, close the brace. This is how you should write. It's the 4 columns only. Imagine there are 20-30 columns now. You will start crying now. You will start crying like code. Why? If you don't write properly, database won't execute now. You keep on sending back. A single quote not properly opened, a single quote not properly closed, the commas are missing. And all this will become a big nuisance. Are you clear? That's what I said here. You understand that statement. It is a combination of relational and object-oriented. What is inside the double quotes is relational. What is outside the double quotes is object-oriented. We are combining both the two things together. Are you clear? But here, man, what you know? No relational touch at all. It is pure object-oriented. Everything is object-oriented code. Are you following my point here? Pure object-oriented code. There is no relational touch anywhere. Complete object-oriented code will be present. Okay, now, listen. I'll tell you much in detail. What is that? In ADO.NET, we work with tables. That's all. Yeah, database in the table now. We work with tables. Okay. From now, guys, there are no more tables. We don't work with tables. Then every table is a for you. You learned about this in your C# course. Do you remember? Entity. Any living or non-living object associated with a set of attributes is what we call as a entity. Student is an entity. Teacher is an entity. Employee is an entity. Customer is an entity. Correct? What we call entities in relational programming. Relational. Table, yeah. Relational. Table. Entity is a table now. So student is your entity. There is a table called student in the database now, representing my student entity. And what are the columns? The columns are attributes of the student now. So a table. The same thing when we come to object-oriented programming, what you call it? Class. To represent the entity, we use classes. In relational programming, to represent entities, we use tables. In object-oriented programming, to represent entities, we use classes. So table and class are one and the same. We talked about this already. A table in a database is equivalent to a class in my language. So that's what I'm telling you. From today, you are not going to work with the tables. It is a class to you now. Are you getting me? Second, what does an entity contain? Entity has attribute. Student is there. What are the attributes? ID, name, class, fees, marks. All these are the attributes. How these attributes are represented in relational programming? Columns. How do you represent? Columns. There are no more columns from now, guys. Properties. Okay, next. Every table contains records or rows. No more records or rows. Instances. And you will have stored procedures in the database. There are no more stored procedures. It is a pure object-oriented programming. Guys, you're not working with the tables, columns, rows, and stored procedures, but you'll be working with classes, properties, instances, and methods. Do you know how to work with classes, properties, instances, and methods? To make this understandable only, number of times in our last 1 month, a number of times, I defined you different classes representing different entities. Customer class, I defined you representing the customer entity now. And under that, you put all the attributes of a customer. I defined employee class to you. I defined the student class to you. These are my entities now. And what do I have in my class? Properties. What do you have? Properties. Yeah, someone asked online last, why are you writing property get and set? Because attribute should be a property. Attribute should be property. Rules of object-oriented programming. What it tells? Class should represent entity. Attributes should be represented as properties now. So in the class, you're defining ID as a property. ID property means what is the meaning here? ID is attribute now. Now, if I link this to the database, I'll have a student table with the columns ID, name, class, fees. But the same thing when I come here, it is a class with properties. It is a class with properties now. Got my point? Okay. See now, one day we just created 6 instances of the customer and passed it to a view and displayed in a table format. Remember that? The 6 instances represent the 6 customers now. These 6 records. Database, these are 6 records now. In my application, these are 6 instances. So understand the relationship here. Tables and classes are same now. Columns and properties are same now. Records and instances are same. You learned stored procedures in SQL 7. Did your teacher teach you? A stored procedure is as the same as a method. A method in C# and a stored procedure in database both are same. What are they? Named blocks of code. What are they? Named blocks of code. A method in C# language and a stored procedure in your database are same only. We are writing a block of code with a name now, and we are trying to call it with the name going forward. And the method executes or the procedure executes and performs few actions. Both will do actions only now. Is the point clear, all of you? Okay, so like this, we are not going to deal with tables anymore, columns anymore, records anymore, stored procedures anymore. What we deal with? Classes, properties, instances, and methods. This is what. Are you clear? Recollect once. What is the process to develop an application in the real time? In C# classes, I explained to you. What is the process to develop an application in real time? Step 1. Identify the entities associated with the application. Identify the entities associated with the application. My application is a school application. What are the entities now? What is step one? Tell me. Step one. Identify the entities associated with the application. Come on. Student, teacher, staff. Book is an entity. Library will have book now. Book is an entity. Like this, we have different entities now. Step two. Identify the attributes of each entity. I identify the attributes of each entity. For example, student is your entity. ID, name, okay, address, phone number. Next, class, section, which class, which section, fees, grade, marks. All these are the attributes of a student now. Same way. Teacher, ID, name, address, phone, what subject he teaches, what is his qualification, what is his designation, what is the salary, PAN number, PAN, your PAN, your Aadhaar, all this information should be provided over there. Your email. All this information is collected from a teacher now. Same way, take a staff, all these things. What is step three? Design the database. Step three is design the database. And when you're designing the database, what I said you based on the below guidelines. What are the guidelines? Create tables representing entries. Create tables representing entities now. So you need to create one table called student, one table called teacher, one table called book, one table called staff. Like this, you should start creating tables now. Create tables representing entities. Step two. Make the attributes of entity as columns of table. Yeah, the attributes of entity should become a column of the table now. So student table should have ID, name, address, phone, class, section, fees, grade, marks as the column names now. Teacher table should have ID, name, address, phone, subject, qualification, designation, salary, PAN, Aadhaar, and email as columns now. Like this, we just require to make up the columns here. Next, start adding records into the table where each record should be a unique representation for the entity now. So in a student table, you inserted 100 records, means 100 students. In a teacher table, you inserted 10 records, means 10 teachers. In a book table, you inserted 1,000 records, 10,000 books now. Are you clear? Next, can the end user interact with the database directly? Can the end user interact with the database directly? No. If the end user wants to interact with the database, there should be some UI. And that is the most important thing now. What is it? Step 4. Develop an application that works like a UI between end user and database for managing the data by using some programming language. And the language of your choice is Java, C#, Python, whatever it is. You build by using any language here. My choice is, sorry, our choice is C Sharp. Some people may learn Java, some people may learn Python. And in this process, what a developer should do now? Define classes representing the entities. Guys, you already done here. You defined a class called customer. Means remember here, you are representing an entity called customer. Are you clear? We did not save this data. Why we did not save? Because the table is not there in the database now. Now we'll go the step now. What is it? We'll create a table called customer and we will save this customer data into the customer table now. Save employees here. Create a table called employee and insert this employee data into employee now. Now we are going to club these two. What two? Classes are ready for us. What we need? Database tables. Once the database tables comes into action, both these two can be connected. So whatever I do in the class will go and sit in the table. We'll go into your table now. Okay. Second step, define properties representing the attributes of entities. Yeah, we need to define the properties now. You need to define the properties now. What is it? Student table, ID is a property, name is a property, class is a property. All these are the properties now. And these properties will represent the columns. Finally, create instances where each instance should be a unique representation for the entity. So now, if you compare these two now, what is that? A table is equivalent to class. A column is equivalent to property. Now, a record is equivalent to an instance. That only now I said you. That only now I said you on the top now. Tables are classes. Columns are properties. Records are instances. Stored procedures are methods. So guys, we are not working with tables, columns, records, and procedures. We are going to work with classes, properties, instances, and methods. I think I don't require to teach you how to work with a class, property, instance, and method. You learned all these things from 3 months. You are doing that only now. What are you working with? Classes, properties, instances, methods. That is what you already know. Are you getting my point or not? So what we're learning? We are learning working with all these things already. Now what we are going to do? We are going to send it to database and save it. Afterwards, fetch it, update it, delete it, all the things we can do. Are you clear? Say, to understand this link and entity framework, you must be good with object-oriented programming. So going forward, your whole applications will be purely object-oriented. Understood or not? So the advantage is, I don't require to write a lengthy insert statement, update statement, delete statement, nothing required. Just a method. Insert method. We'll go and insert the record, that's all. Update method, we'll update the record. Delete method, we'll delete the record. Select, we'll select the data. Are you getting my point here? So everything is purely object-oriented. Okay, guys are clear? Okay, once again, this entities, topics and all, I explained you in the C Sharp. Go through them carefully. And if you have any doubts with link you, what is link and all, I said you already in the last class, watch the video of the link in the YouTube channel. Clear? Tomorrow, we will completely focus on the programming part. We will design a database, tables, classes, all the things and link everything. One more day, guys, in this room. From Monday, we'll have again the fourth floor only. Okay, just one more day.